Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRFBets Race of the Day for Thursday, August the 15th, race number 8 at the Spa. It's the $100,000 Union Avenue Stakes, 6.5 furlongs for New York bred fillies and mares. You can play the race and the nice card at the Spa on Thursday with a DRFBets account. Sign up, get that $100 in a deposit match. DRF.com/bet is where you go for all the details. And let's meet the fillies and mares getting set to go 6.5 in the Union Avenue. You can access free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Download them, handicap along with us. We'll take the field in post position order, beginning with the remarkably consistent number 1, Holiday Disguise. This mare has won half of her 16 lifetime starts, comes in off a little bit of a layoff after a nice solid win in the Dancin' Renee Stakes over a couple of these.
Yeah, 2 wins this year, or the 2 times she faced New York breds in Stakes Company, and she was just much the best in both of those races. I think this is a tougher spot than the last one, but it's not tougher by that much, I don't think, and she just won that race very easily last time. The other good thing about her is feels like there's more pace in this race, and she's a pretty good sprinter from off the pace.
Another horse that might benefit from a quick pace situation is right next door. That's the number 2, Bonita Bianca, and I like her cutting back from the mile to this 6.5. She won this race last year, and it seemed like she might have gone a bit off form in the end of 2018, early 2019. I mean, she ran into Catherine the Wise, who was real sharp last time out, and she tried to get into it with a 4-wide bid, but it just seemed like Manny Franco was riding her all the way around the turn, and she never made up any ground. Interesting that Jason Service is putting blinkers on. We do have a Service formulator fact concerning Bonita Bianca, only 11 for 25 and a $5 ROI, with horses moving from route to sprints on dirt off a 2 to 4 month layoff. I think if you give this mare some pace, she's going to come with a late run. I like the turn back, and I think this layoff is what she needed.
Yeah, it probably is, because she did go off form at the end of last year. I mean, once Service took over last year, and it's worth noting he left the blinkers on when he took her over from her last year and made her a sprinter, and it felt like that's what she was going to want to do, be a sprinter going forward. But you know what? They stretched her back out. She won the Empire Distaff, and then she just went off form after that. We'll see if she can turn it back around, because she can sprint. And you're right, if she catches some pace, I think she can. Her best race makes her really tough in here.
Bit odd that last year she won the Union Avenue blinkers off. They're going to try to do it blinkers on in 2019. You mentioned the pace situation. Now, Timeform US doesn't have this a red bar scenario, but it easily could be. You see 3 horses clustered together on the early lead, and I think Baby Boss is the speed nearest the rail. She's won her last 2 in gate-to-wire fashion. But was it just a situation of Jeremiah Engelhardt saying, listen, I'm sick and tired of watching her get her face ripped off in New York. I'm sending her down to Laurel where we can really use her speed. She looked really good last time out over a couple of minor next out winners, but is she a Laurel flash in the pan?
I don't know. It's a tough call, because she really did re-find herself when they shipped her out of town, but they had to get her out of town to do it. I really like her last 2 races, Dan. I just didn't really like her form prior in New York, and she lands in a race here where it doesn't feel like she's going to get loose on the lead. You know what? I won't be surprised when she runs well, but I'm not betting this horse.
Now, the 4, Pause for the Cause. The last time she went turf to dirt, route to sprint, she ended up scoring in an off-the-turf race at Saratoga, an entry-level allowance race. Thought she'd be a pretty good horse in the New York bred sprint ranks this year, and it just hasn't worked out. And now Kieran put her on the turf last time out, and it just makes me think he's trying to wake her up. I'm starting to get a little tired of her act, but maybe the pace situation works for her.
Yeah, maybe it will. We'll see if it works out again this time going turf to dirt. Holiday Disguise has handled her twice already this year pretty easily, so this horse needs to turn it around.
Fair Regis and Carrera Cat have the speed to push Baby Boss early. Fair Regis, second off the Service claim. Might have found the 7 a little bit too far last time out in her first start out of the New York bred conditions. 6th place finisher of that race came back to win a New York bred stake with an 83 on the stretch out.
Yeah, that was a tougher spot. I think she fits better in here. I'm not sure that she wants to go too far beyond 6, Dan, but she doesn't have the rail this time, so they won't be sending her to the lead.
The 6 Carrera Cat had a 4-race win streak snapped last time out by some pretty good horses. She did get to the front. She had a clear lead at the 3/16 pole, but a nice horse ran her down. That horse that came back to win the Shine again with an 86 buyer. The 3rd finisher came back to win again. The key question is, can she rate? She draws an ideal post if she can rate, but is she a one-run speed?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would even try and rate her. I think they'll just probably try and put her on the lead again. That was a good effort last time against two horses that are better than what she's facing in this spot.
Flatcom beat Fair Regis in her most recent start. The issue was, that was 8.5 months ago, and this just seems like a very tough spot to make a return off the layoff, even with the great Linda Rice behind the controls.
Listen, she's got to improve, but she's got a lot of upside still, too, and she's run some good races. This might be a little tough for her, Dan, but this filly's pretty good.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Union Avenue. Mike's picks Holiday Disguise because Mike always picks Holiday Disguise.
Yeah, and all she does is win. I think she's better than her.
I'm going to go with Bonita Bianca. I like her cutting back in distance. I'm hoping there's a little bit of pace up front. Maybe the blinkers on will get her to fire. I'm going 2-3-1-6. Give me numbers.
1, 2, and 5.
It is the $100,000 Union Avenue Stakes. Bet it with that DRFBets account and the $100 deposit match. DRF.com/bet, where you need to go for all the details. Approximate post 4:46 Eastern. Best of luck.